أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده وحبيبه ورسوله وصلى الله تعالى عليه وعلى آله وأولاده وأزواجه وأتباعه أجمعين. يقول الله تبارك وتعالى في كتابه الكريم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ورتل القرآن ترتيلا صدق الله العظيم. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. In this session today, we will be learning about the Laam Sakina rules. Okay, the Laam Sakina rules. I'll be sharing my screen in a minute, so you will then be able to see what we're talking about. So can you all see my screen now? Can one of you confirm that you can all see my screen?
Yes.
You can, yeah? Can is there anyone who can't hear me properly or can't see the screen properly? Let me know now. Can everyone let me know whether they can see the screen or not?
Yeah, I can see it.
You can see that. Anyone else? Anyone else?
Yeah, we can see it.
You can see that. Who else can see that? Arib, Saf, can you speak?
Yeah, we can see it.
Right, so why don't you answer? Good. Answer. Sultana, can you see it? I have to go name by name. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Right, so we are now looking at the Ahkamul Laam Saakinatu, the Laam Sakina rules. There are types of Laam Sakina in the glorious Quran. Right, as you can see, first is Laamul Ism, Laamul Fa'l, and Laamul Harfi. وهي ثلاثة أقسام. Meaning, the Laamul Ism is the noun. Laamul Fa'l is the lam that comes in front of a verb. And Laamul Harf, which is the participle or article lam divided into three types. The Laamul Harfi, or as it says, the participle or article lam, is divided into another three groups. First one is the lam of the interrogative marker. Hal wa bal. Hal and bal. The next one is Lam al-Amr, which is the lam of command. If the letter lam comes in front of a command, a word that commands to do something. So that's Lam al-Amr. And Lam al-Ta'rif. Lam al-Ta'rif, which is the the definite article the. In English, you add the word the if you are talking about a definite article, well, a definite something that is definite. For example, the book, yeah, it is definite. In this case, the lam that comes in front of a definite word, then that lam is called lam al-ta'rif. Okay, it might be a little bit difficult for some of you to understand this, but we will go through with explanations to the best of our ability. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us be able to explain it and help you be able to understand it. So from this chart, what we understand is that we can see Lam Sakina enters three different parts of the speech. The participle, a rough translation of the Arabic grammar term harf. Verbs and nouns, each is explained separately in the following pages. So first we're going to look at the participle lam. Lam al-harfi. The division one of the three divisions of the particle lam. So the lam of the definite article, lam al-ta'rif. It is an extra lam sakina which the Arabs put before a noun to define it. A hamzatul wasl is added to it with a fatha right just before it. This hamza is always written, but it's not pronounced with a fatha only when starting the word. You only pronounce that when starting the word from it. So if you remember, in the Quran, I have always shown you cases such as, Hamza with a little sad, with a little sad right on top of it, an alif with a little sad on top. If you see that before a lam sakina, right, you skip that if you are reading through. But if you are starting from it, then you start with a vowel using that letter. So that's called hamzatul wasl. Wasl means to join. To join what? To join the words. The previous, to join the word that comes before the hamza and with the word that comes after it. The noun that follows the definite article, yeah, the alif and lam, these are the alif and the lam that follow a definite article, yeah, maybe a regular noun that stands out on its own without the definite article, such as ash-shams or wal-qamar, or it may be irregular in that it cannot be broken down from further from the alif, such as alladhi or wallati. The alif lam can precede a noun which has as its first letter any of the Arabic letters. So there are two possibilities in the lam al-ta'rif rules: al-idhar and al-idgham. Al-idhar is where you read the lam sakina clearly and you pronounce it. If you remember, in the qaida we learned the lam al-qamari and lam al-shamsi. The Laam al-Qamari, you read the Laam clearly. Whereas in the Laam al-Shamsi, you skip the Laam, right? And you go through to the letter after Laam, which in every case you would have a letter with tashdid on it, if it is coming after Laam al-Shamsiyya, right? Laam al-Ta'rif, as it says here in the page, precedes a noun beginning with any of the 14 letters in the group. Yeah? A, Ba, Ghain, Ha, Jim, Kaf, Waw, Kha, Fa, Ain, Qaf, Ya, Mim, and Ha. The Laam of the definite article is said clearly in this case. Yeah? So the letters are again Alif, Ba, Ghain, Ha, Jim, Kaf, Waw, Kha, Fa, Ain, Qaf, Ya, Mim, and Ha. This is called Idhar al-Qamariyya or Al-Lam al-Qamariyya. So then the Lam in this case is called Lam al-Qamari, where you pronounce the Lam clearly. And you will have the Lam coming with a sukoon on top of it. So if you see a Lam with sukoon on it, you cannot skip that Lam. You need to read the Lam. For example, this one here, Al-Ardi. So you read this Lam. Al-Banun or Al-Ghafur, Al-Haqq, Al-Jiyad, Al-Kitab, Al-Wahhab, and so on, right? Whereas the idgham, where you merge the lam right into the next letter, if as it says here, if al-lam al-ta'rif precedes any of the 14 remaining letters of the Arabic alphabet, there is then an idgham, meaning you merge the lam into the next letter. If you turn to your qaidas and look at the Laam rules, yeah, Laam Sakina rules, you'll go through those Laam al-Qamariyya and Shamsiyya. You will find that on the bottom of the page, that it will tell you that you'll need to skip this Lam or merge it into the next letter with tashdid. When there is an idgham, the two letters merge into one another. And the letter that the two merge into requires a shadda. In this case, then the letter immediately following the lam has a shadda on it. This is called idgham al-shamsiyya. And the lam is then called lam al-shamsiyya. For example, if you can all see, Amira and all of you, can you see my screen here? Right?
Yeah.
That's good. So, you see, you find here alif with a little sad on top, that's hamzatul wasl. And then lam here has nothing, has no sukoon, no fatha, no dhamma, no kasra, or tanween of any kind. So when you find a lam with nothing on it, that is also lam sakina. But the only reason why it has no sukoon on it is because the next letter, because it's coming with tashdid, and normally when there is a tashdid on the letter, that means that letter is read twice. First time with a sukoon, second time with a fatha. with a or with a dhamma or a kasra, whatever vowel that is. So since two letters can't be with sukoon, so what I've done is they will take away the sukoon from the lam, right? To denote that this lam is lam al-shamsiyah. So you merge the lam, the lam into the sad. As-salati. So you don't say al-salati, you say as-salati. Therefore, because the first letter is being merged into the second one, then the second letter requires a shadda. Well, as-salati. Now, in this case, if you look at this alif here with a hamza, with a little sad on top, that means, this is Hamzatul Wasl, a hamza that joins the words. But since you are starting from it, you start on it with a fatha. In this case, as-salati, ar-rasulu. Again, you see, you skip the lam and you go straight to the next letter. Ar-rasulu, al-latifu. Okay? At-tayyibu. Now, division 2 of the particle lam, that's called the command lam. And let's see what the time is now. We got another 5 minutes. The division 2 of the particle lam is the lam of command, lam al-amr. Now, it is the lam sakina added to the basic makeup of the word, not part of the root, positioned before the present tense verb and preceded by a fa, wow, or thumma. So if you have a lam sakina coming after one of these three, thumma, wa, or fa, that is the lam of command. Okay? So, for example, the presence of lam al-amr indicates a command. Its rule is required, as idhar, right? So you read this. You read this lam here, and you will see a lam that comes with a sukoon on top. So, وَلْيَكْتُبْ ثُمَّ. So the word, for example, the word thumma means and after, and after that what normally comes, normally after the word after that comes a command, right? You do this or you do that. Wa means and then what happened again, and then fa. Immediately, the word, if the letter fa is added to a command, that means it is an instant requirement, which must not be delayed. Fa. وَلْيَتَلَطَّفْ, or وَلْيُوفُوا, or for example, وَلْيَتَّوَّفُوا. If the reader starts with a verb, such as here, as you can see, this lam, right, is written in this way. Lam with sukoon, and then there is no sound before the lam with sukoon. There is no vowels. Then what happens is, he should then put a kasra on the lam. Okay, if there is nothing, for example, like in this case, when you have lam with sukoon on it, and before lam there is nothing there, you need to put a kasra to this word because it's starting with lam with sukoon and then yaqdu. So what you do is you cannot start, in Arabic, you cannot start a word with a sukoon. Yeah, you cannot start a word whose first letter is sakin. So you need to put an extra, a kasra to it. لِيَقْضُوا. Right? So then, yeah, you need to add that. If you start, for example, from here, لِيَقْضُوا, it makes no sense. Okay, so you have to say لِيَقْضُوا, but there's always going to be something before that anyway. So as I said, in Arabic, you cannot start a word whose first letter is sakin. This would only happen in a test situation, though, as this beginning is not a valid by choice. Okay, so it's just a test when a teacher, for example, tests the student to see how they would react. Division 3 of the particle lam. Lam of the interrogative marker, hal, and the acceptive expression of bal. Okay, it is the lam sakina, right? In the bal and the hal, as you can see, the lams are both in here. And its rule is that it is read clearly with idhar unless a lam or a ra occurs after the lam sakina. In that case, the rule is idgham. Okay? So, as it says, let's just get this clear again. Its rule is that it is read clearly with idhar unless a lam or a ra occurs after the lam sakina. In that case, the rule is idgham. There is no place in glorious Quran where the lam sakina of the hal is followed by a ra. Okay? We will need a lot more working on this, especially this hal wa bal, because it's in interrogative format, and you'll need to understand a lot more things, but we'll keep it brief today. Example of idgham. Yeah. هل لكم بل لا يخافون. So you have bel and then lam with a tashdid and followed by an alif after that. بل لا. See, you merge the first lam into the second lam. بل رفعه الله إليه. In this case, you see lam here, bel, but because ra is coming after it, you merge the lam into the ra. بل رفعه الله إليه. There is only one exception to this idgham, and we will finish with this. Is that the ayah 14 of Mutaffifin, Surah al-Mutaffifin. Yeah, as you can see here, I'm going to zoom in a bit. Kalla bal rana. So, Surah al-Mutaffifin, verse 14. You will find that in this verse, kalla, then there is a punctuation mark of sad, lam, and ya on top. Then, bal rana, but if you look carefully, on top of that lam sakina, you will find a scene, little scene, which means sakta. And that is, you pause the sound, but not the breath. You keep the same breath. So, for example, you don't say, you don't merge the lam into the ra. You say, kalla bal rana, bal rana. Okay? Or you can say, kalla bal ران على قلوبهم. In this case, you don't merge the lam, because the reason why you do not merge the lam, it is because you're pausing. Okay? And you cannot merge when you're pausing right in between. And you cannot read that. The reason why we read it this way is because the scholar Hafs has commented that there should be a scene as a sakta, as a sign for a sakta there, meaning a pause, because apparently the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, also paused there. As you can see, now it's almost time for us to go into the next lesson. So we'll stop here, and I will send you these pages, and maybe in the next week or so we will go through all of these in very much more details than this. It will take us some time to really, get the understanding of it, because that means you will need to understand some of the Arabic words as well, in order to know when the lam is lam tarif, and when is it lam al-amr or lam hal wa bal. But God willing, we will go through these in the best possible way. So we will end the show here, and those who have been listening to us on through our Facebook page Noor al-Furqan, and also our YouTube channel Noor al-Furqan as well. We thank you very much for following us and watching us, and hopefully you will hit that subscribe button and also hit the notification button so that you will be notified when we are live next. As for you, the students here, thank you very much for joining our lesson, and assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum salam.
Walaikum salam.
All right, so I shall see you in tomorrow's lesson. Salam. So we will end the broadcast here, and we'll see you tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi again.